Hello, today we're going to look at a selection of the old 3DS XLs and see if we're going to be lucky enough to have one of those elusive TFT panels and not the old TN panels on the screens. So we have a selection of these limited edition old 3DS XLs and maybe we might get lucky and actually find one. So what I'm going to do is just to benchmark, I think. This is a Game Boy Advance, which is the new TFT panel, and we know it's a TFT because when I change the angle of the screen, you can see it still retains the clarity of the screens at different angles, viewing angles. You can see it's still bright and the picture is still vivid. Okay, so we're going to use it. So we know this is a TFT one. That's the benchmark. Okay, so let's have a look at the first one. So I'm going to open up this one here, and we know this one is a, let me get a pen. We can use this, and again, as another benchmark, just for the, let's see if I can find it. So we're going to go into an application called, let me put it down so you can see that. Open this. And this one will report, if I move it down on the hardware, hopefully you can see that, but if I move it up, you can see this one here, the screen type is upper, being the top one, is a TN screen, and the lower one is also TN as well. So I know for the fact that, yeah, this one is the benchmark for TN one, and we can compare the other 3DS XL, the old ones, if we're lucky enough. And you can see to get a TFT panel. So this one has the software, and we're going to use this as a benchmark. But you can see when I tilt it, you can see the clarity goes, it's all washed out when I change the angles around. And just to remind you what it looks like on a proper TFT screen. I know it's not a 3DS, but if I change the angles, you can see it's still bright. I'll change the angle this way. Okay, still bright, and you can still see the clarity still there. Right, so we know that this one is a TN, and you can see if I tilt it, it loses the sharpness, gets all washed out. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, and we know that's the benchmark. Let's have a look at this one here. So this is the Pikachu limited edition, and again I'm going to tilt it. This is stock, so I don't have this 3D Sident software, so we can just tilt it, and you can see it's kind of washed out, isn't it? Hopefully you can see that when I tilt the angle, you don't get a sharp picture there. So this is most likely top and bottom is both TN panels, very similar to the benchmark we had on the old 3DS XL. So unfortunately, yes, the Pikachu one is a normal TN panel on the screen. Let's have a look at the Zelda limited edition one. And again, let's have a look. Unfortunately, you can see when I tilt it there, the screen starts to fade, doesn't it? So unfortunately, both of these top and bottom appears to be a TN panel. Let's have a look at the Luigi one. I've kept all the old 3DS XL on the maximum brightness for consistency, but you can see here when I tilt it again, unfortunately it loses the sharpness, the clarity of that. And if I tilt it this way, again it's the same thing, it's very similar to the benchmark one. So unfortunately the Luigi one, we weren't lucky enough to get the TFT panel. Final one, let's have a look at the Super Smash Brothers one. Okay, start to tilt it. That's not a good sign, is it? You can see it looks like both are TN screen panels, unfortunately. So it just goes to show that even though when you buy an old 3DS XL, if you buy one of these kind of limited edition ones like the Pikachu, Super Smash Brothers, Luigi one or the Zelda one, it's not guaranteed you're going to get a TFT panel. Okay, that's just a quick video just to wrap it up. Thanks, bye.